Today I will give a very short lecture on Rabindranath's letter to Lord Chelmsford rejecting knighthood. Dear students, I have discussed on the key ideas of this essay, as well as I have given some questions that will help you to prepare yourselves. Rabindranath Tagore, a renowned poet and a Nobel Award receiver for literature, was born in the year 1861. He grew up in the heart of Calcutta in a colonized country. His works focused on certain issues such as racial humiliation, search for self-esteem, education, and religion that was concerned with India. Tagore was also a cultural reformer and polymath who modernized Bengali art by rejecting structures, binding it to classical Indian forms. Literary works, nationalism, and Sanskritan remained the passions of Tagore for more than 6 decades of his life. Tagore was known for his different forms of creative writing, such as essays, letters, short stories, novels, and dramas, and is best known for his poems. Rabindranath, a name that echoes with art, literature, history, culture, nationalism, has expressed his rage and regrets against the tyranny and oppression against the British rule in India by his letter to Lord Chelmsford in 1919. In 1915, Tagore received the prestigious award of knighthood by the British King George V in recognition of his literary talents. But he rejected the title in 1919 as a protest against the massacre of Amritsar, where British troops killed some 400 Indian demonstrators. The rejection of the letter is one of the most important events in history that shows his nationalism. The massacre in Jallianwala Bagh of Amritsar took place on 13 April 1919. Tagore's reaction to the event was full of rage. On 31st May in 1919, Tagore wrote his most famous letter to Lord Chelmsford, the Viceroy of India, rejecting his knighthood. Tagore was greatly shocked at the brutality of the British rulers. His reaction against the mass killing by the British force to the disarmed and resourceless people created a blow in history. According to Rabindranath Tagore, the massacre appeared to him the helplessness and the inhumanity of the Indians under the British colonial rule. The disproportionate severity of the punishments inflicted upon the unfortunate people and the methods of carrying them out, we are convinced, are without parallel in the history of civilized governments, barring some conspicuous exceptions, recent and remote. Tagore was highly moved by the sufferings of the Indian people at the hands of the British rulers. He looked at the event critically and said that such brutal event did not have any logic. It neither had political expediency nor major justification. The impact of the massacre was immense, and he has given a description of it. In his own words, according to some insults and sufferings undergone by our brothers in the Punjab has trickled through the gagged silence, reaching every corner of India. It's a quotation. He was also disappointed when Anglo-Indian newspapers praised the brutality. There were protests from every corner in India. Rabindranath Tagore wanted to express his feelings with the common people. He thought that rejecting knighthood will give a strong reply to the misdoings and brutality of the British Empire in the mass killing. The letter rejecting knighthood truly shows Tagore's patriotism. He goes against British colonialism and points out the wrongdoings and brutal actions to common people of India. His rejection of knighthood was one of the instances of indicating the tyranny of British rule in India. His letter rejecting knighthood is the testimony of protest against the British Empire. The words of the letter will remind us his fierce voice against oppression by the British. That's why Tagore's letter to Lord Chelmsford rejecting knighthood is a significant event in the life of the great literary figure in the Indian subcontinent. He possessed a humanitarian heart and was greatly moved when he would see his fellow countrymen suffer ignominiously at the hands of the rulers. He forcefully reacted when he saw that hundreds of harmless Indians were brutally murdered by the British Raj. He joined millions of Indians protesting the atrocity by the British Raj by rejecting the prestigious knighthood conferred on him by the British Crown.